Hey guys, Jim here from DrinkABeerandPlayAGame. There's a group on Twitter known as the Yokoi Kids based on Gunpei Yokoi, and it's a Game Boy of the Month club. So November's game is going to be today's review. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Fall of the Foot Clan. So why are we picking this one? Well, this is the one they picked for November. They have a couple different owners, and one of them happens to be Ian Ferguson of the Completely Necessary podcast. So when I saw him putting a thing out there asking for reviews, I figured, what the hell? So, let's take a look. Released in 1990, this was developed by Konami and published by Konami and in North America under their Ultra Games label. It is a Game Boy exclusive. Graphically, it looks pretty good. You get the foot soldiers, you get all the different turtles, you get a couple different enemies, and they all look like they're supposed to, and the sprites are nice and big on the screen. The game does run slightly slow, but I'm guessing that's to account for the Game Boy's blur, so maybe that's by design, I'm not sure, but it certainly doesn't take away from the presentation. The boss characters all look great too. You get Bebop, Rocksteady, Baxter Stockman, Shredder, and Krang, and you know what? They all look like they're supposed to. The backgrounds can vary, some are pretty detailed and some are just plain, but it's not too big a deal, but everything looks fine. You also get some cutscenes in between levels, and there's still static images, but they get the job done. Overall, it's a perfectly fine package. As far as sound goes, it's great. Konami in the 80s and 90s was known for making excellent music, and this is no different. As far as the sound effects goes, they get the job done, but again, they're simple, it's the Game Boy, kind of what do you expect, but the music alone puts it over the top, so gets raving scores from me in that category. The controls also perfectly fine, if not overly simplistic. The A button attacks, the B button jumps, the D-pad moves, and that's it. You don't even have like special combos of moves, and if you do, I couldn't figure them out. It's just straight up super simplistic beat 'em up action. The button inputs work perfectly fine, there's no complaints here, it's just simple. When it comes to the gameplay, again, it's a super simple beat 'em up. One of the simplest of the era, I'd have to say. You just move from left to right, foot soldiers and, some other enemies will pop on the screen and you just have to kill them and avoid being killed. Every once in a while you have a few obstacles that you have to either dodge or jump over, but for the most part it's just really simple. I'll be honest, in my first playthrough I actually got pretty bored by like the third level, but the last two levels do ramp up the difficulty enough to make them enjoyable. The enemies have super simple patterns and even the bosses are really easy to beat. Shredder's the only one who I had to do more than one life to get through to beat him. As far as lives go, you get one life per turtle, you get to use all four turtles, they all play exactly the same, there's no advantage to any one of them, and when you lose all your turtles, you get a game over. There's a level select screen so you can play the levels in any order, and you can go to levels that you're having a hard time with to practice them, which is a nice touch, but in order to get the true ending of the game, you have to play it straight through from beginning to end. There's a special hidden stage hidden in every level. I was only able to find one of them, and they're little things like quiz games to help you get more points and to get some health back. For what it is, it's fun enough, you can beat it in about 20 to 25 minutes. Don't go into it expecting anything deep, it's super simple, it's probably made for kids. Especially, it's just, fan service for the Turtles franchise. I was never a big Turtles guy, but I still had fun with this game. Originality, there's none. It's Turtles on the go, it's a super simple beat 'em up. I don't know if it's the first beat 'em up on the Game Boy, I'm not going to do that much research, but I couldn't really see any originality here. And really with replayability, there's none either because you get one ending, you don't have two player modes, it's a super simple game. Still fun. Again, once you beat it, that's kind of it, unless you just want to go back to it for a lark. When it comes to beer, you're going to need something with a heavy mouthfeel, something that'll just stick to the back of your tongue. It's such a short game, you'll probably only need one or two beers tops to beat it, so you're going to be drinking in between levels. I say go with the Raspberry Pancake IPA from Free Will Brewing. Now this is definitely more localized to the southeastern PA region, but it's a really unique kind of beer. When you pour it out, it's super thick, and it's got almost all these little particles in there. It almost seems unfiltered. You don't so much get the pancake flavor, but you get it more in the thick feel in your mouth. And the raspberry flavor sticks on your tongue well after every sip, so I think that'll pair really well with this. It's also 7.4% ABV, so it'll give you a nice little buzz as you're playing through this game. So at the end of the day, what do I think about this game? It's pretty good. Honestly, there's not a lot here as far as the game goes. It's extremely simple for a beat 'em up. You can beat it in under a half hour, and it's not that hard. It won't take you a lot of replays to get it done, but I had fun with it. You can find it on eBay for about the $10 range. Maybe you'll get lucky at like a retro game store that it doesn't update their prices and you can find it for like $5 still. So, I wouldn't spend too much on it, but if you're looking for a good, simple beat 'em up that can, be done in 20 minutes and you can just put it away and feel satisfied with yourself, worst choices out there. So, like I said, if you find a price that's comfortable for you, give it a shot. That'll do it for today, guys. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't yet, and also check out some of our other links, including the Power Hour podcast, as well as a bunch of hardware reviews and our video game reviews. Until next time, guys, cheers.